Karibuni sana, karibu sana party leader, karibu sana deputy party leader, karibu sana SG wetu. All of you, let's sit in front, tafadhali. Everybody to be seated. And now I want us all to stand up and start our meeting officially. Studio, please kindly give us national anthem. Tutaongozwa kwa maombi na Jared. Jared, tafadhali njoo utuongoze kwa maombi.
Thank you. Let's bow down for our word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you with humble hearts as we gather here to recognize and support those who have suffered pain, injustice, loss through acts of brutality. We thank you for the gift of life and for the courage of those who have endured difficult experiences while seeking justice and dignity. Lord, we pray for healing of wounds, seen and unseen, healing of families affected, and healing of communities that have carried the burden of suffering for too long. May this occasion be a symbol of hope, accountability, and restoration. Bless all those who have worked tirelessly to uphold human rights and to ensure that justice is served. Grant wisdom to our party leader, integrity to the party officials, and compassion to all who exercise authority, that they may always respect the dignity and rights of every person. As we gather here today, Father, may it not only provide material support, but also contribute to reconciliation, peace, and renewed trust. Help us to build a society where justice prevails, human rights are protected, and every individual is treated with fairness. We commit this ceremony into your hands and ask for your guidance and blessing. Peace upon everyone gathered here today. Holy, holy is your name. In Jesus Christ we pray and believe.
Let us all sit down as I call upon Papa Itali to take us to the next level. But before I call Papa Itali, kindly studio, tupatie wimbo mzuri kabisa. Papa akikuja.
DJ Kidogo, I selected this song because it's about patriotism. So I will invite you to be upstanding to sing along, because it's a song that reminds us of unity, love, and peace. Give us that number, please.
Sioni mkipiga makofi. Sioni mkidance kidogo. Let me see you smile kidogo. Siwapati? Aha. Wapi mkono ya Kenya jamani? If party leader can dance, wewe mbona uchezi? Kijana mdogo huyo. Aha. Sema kwa raha. Again.
Thank you very much. Tujipigie makofi tafadhali. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen. Umefurahi?
To the families that were.
Welcome to Power Center. And it's going to be a very solemn occasion. And I would want, at this juncture, to invite the Chief of Staff of this place, Chief of Staff in the Office of the Party Leader, Mr. Agwanda, to come and welcome you officially here. Then the program rolls out. Karibu, Mr. Agwanda.
Let me check. Is it already afternoon? I think with a minute or so. Good afternoon. Good to see you all. And we want to welcome you all to Power Center. And with us here today is the party leader of ODM. Tunamwambia namna gani? Tunamwambia namna gani? It is a blessing to have you here. This is a very important day. And before we continue, I want to honor our Executive Secretary of ODM to come and welcome us here officially. Mr. Durongwen, will you please come?
Good afternoon. Yeah, like he says, I'm the OCS of Chungwa House. But mine today is just to, first of all, express our delightment as a party. Because as you know, or have heard, ODM was established in the trenches as we were fighting for a new constitution. And all of you knows what is in that constitution. So part of what we are seeing today is part of what for years ODM has been struggling for. The second thing I want to appreciate is that this panel is chaired by somebody who for a while actually was called Mr. Human Rights. And even when he looked to be in the minority, he never gave up. And this process that you have brought to where it is now that we can appreciate has a long history. Professor Makau actually is very closely associated with Truth, Justice, and Reconciliation Commission, which was like ended up as a futile exercise. We have had NADCO and so on. So where we have reached, for some of us, is like still living in a dream. But fortunately, it is a reality. On behalf of the party, and there are many members here, I can see so many members of NEC, Fatuma Masito from Kwale. We have our members of parliament, Honorable Orero, People's Chief Justice, and the big powers here, including the Secretary General. Yes, our member for Butula, Mheshimiwa Joseph Oyola, and many members of the party, including the tractors. I'm seeing them there, the ladies who are called the tractors. We really appreciate. So you are welcome, and I want to give you assurance that ODM, number one, welcomes this report. Secondly, owns this initiative. And thirdly, will defend your proposals to the hill. Thank you very much.
A big clap for our ED, Mr. Oburu Odinga. He's executive director of the ODM party, the OCS of Chungwa House. Yeah, we want to give special thanks to the Fourth Estate. You know, without the media, I think Professor and his team wouldn't have known that these things really existed. So a big clap to the media, please. You have done a good job. You are good partners. And we pray that you continue being objective so that you give Kenyans the kind of news that they want to read, watch, and listen to. Number two, I want to recognize members of the NADCO team who are here. Cointen. There is the Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim. A big clap for her. And there is the big Gabriel Oguda. Makofi kwake. I think members of the panel will be introduced by Professor himself. I also want to recognize the youths. The youths. You know, I've seen Kasumel Makoure here. He was part of the Gen Z revolution in 2024. Yeah, just be upstanding. And any other youth who was in those mandamanos. Asanteni sana. Well, Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we are here to address that. And without wasting time, may I invite the professor himself, Professor Makau Mutua, to take us through this process. Thank you. Karibu.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Philip, for those kind words. I want to begin by reminding my brother, Oburu Odinga, that I'm still Mr. Human Rights. But jokes aside, let me thank His Excellency, the party leader of ODM, Dr. Oburu Odinga, and the party leadership that is here today to receive our report is the panel of experts on compensation for victims of riots and protests. I want to say, Your Excellency, that this is a singular occasion for the country. It is historic, it is unprecedented, and it is one that will live in the sands of time and the pages of history. I want to thank the panel of experts who are here today, who have carried this initiative, even in the darkest of moments. And I want them to stand up so that they can be recognized. Please, panel members, including those of the technical team. If I may, Your Excellency, ask them to just pronounce their names without saying much more. And I want to begin to my extreme right.
Thank you, Professor. Your Excellency. Thank you, Professor, Party Leader, members of ODM, the NEC, the members of Parliament. My name is Frederick Okango. I serve in the panel.
Good morning, Party Leader, Prof, and members of ODM. My name is Jerusa Mwadhime. I serve as a Joint Secretary in the panel.
Good afternoon, Party Leader and the members of ODM. My name is Juliet Chepkemei, and I serve in the panel.
Good afternoon, Party Leader and our Chairman, Dr. Mutua. My name is John Minor, and I'm a member of the panel.
Good afternoon, Party Leader and our Chair. I'm Suba Churchill, a member of the panel of experts on compensation.
Good afternoon, Excellency and Chair and other visitors. I'm Dr. Duncan Ojuang, a member of the panel on compensation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Party Leader, Deputy Party Leader, Party Leadership, Party members. My name is Richard Barno, and I am the technical lead of the panel.
Good afternoon, Party Leader, Professor, and all the members present today. My name is Naini Lankas, and I'm a panel member.
Good afternoon, Party Leader, Deputy Party Leader, Professor Bakau, ODM members. My name is Raphael Anampiu, and I'm a member of the panel.
Thank you so very much, members of the panel, for making yourself known to this, I want to call it august meeting between the ODM party and the panel on compensation. We have come here, Your Excellency, in humility, to brief the party on the proceedings of compensation. We've had a very fruitful discussion with His Excellency and the leadership of the party, in which we were able to give them information about what we are doing. We don't take it for granted that the most senior members of the party are here with us today to hear us. Your Excellency, I want to initially pay homage to the moving spirit behind this initiative. This initiative was conceived Oburu Odinga. its hand to the rest of the country and says, we are sorry, we regret these events, let us walk the journey of repair together. And that's why, Your Excellency, the President appointed the panel on compensation to start this process. Compensation, I want to say, is a down payment towards this process of repair and reconciliation. And I want to make it clear, Your Excellency, that compensation does not vacate accountability, does not excuse bad conduct by anyone in this country, including our law enforcement. Everyone must be held to account. But equally important, Your Excellency, is that in order for transitional justice mechanisms to work, they must be comprehensive. And this is why, in conjunction with other stakeholders, the panel of experts is engaged as we speak in the drafting of a protest law that can start to give substance to Article 37. We're also engaged, Your Excellency, in the drafting of a manual for police training so that our police can better understand how to conduct themselves during the exercise of Article 37. Your Excellency, yourself and the President will be hearing more about this as we conduct that exercise. But I want to say that most importantly, he who does not learn the lessons of history is condemned to repeat them. And this is why, Your Excellency, we want to put in place both process and institutional measures, legislation, and our members of parliament are here from ODM, to start laying the foundation for the normative change of our human rights culture, to turn a new leaf in the relationship between our law enforcement, security forces, and the citizen. This is a solemn commitment of this government. And like I said, I don't think that we can thank the President enough for having the courage to lead us in this exercise. I also want, Your Excellency, before I sit down, to pay homage to the many members and followers of the Orange Democratic Movement who have laid down their lives in order to create a more perfect country. And I want Your Excellency to say that the government, for the first time, acknowledges the pain of the ODM fraternity. The government sees your pain. You have been the conscience of democracy in this country. And no one, no political party, should ever be punished for fighting for democracy. Your Excellency, I want to say in closing that we have initiated an open and transparent process of identifying, of receiving claims, of victims, identifying them and verifying those claims. We have established a foolproof process of making sure that no legitimate claimant who was harmed, including security forces in the line of duty, will be left out of this exercise. As of yesterday, we commenced the process of compensation. And as I speak to you today, payments are going out to those who are afflicted. This process is going to continue on a rolling basis for as long as it takes until every single legitimate claimant is compensated. We call upon those with claims to lodge them to the places that we've announced. We have an office at KICC for people to walk in to provide us with their details so that we can start to investigate those claims to process them. We also have other ways that you can contact us through email and through phones. We will receive your claims, we will process them. I want to say also that we shall give regular and periodic updates of what we are doing to the President, to Your Excellency, and to the country. We will also publish the names of those victims who have been compensated. I know there have been questions as to whether these names will become public. They will become public, and they will be gazetted so that everyone knows who has been compensated. Of course, we have determined the quantums that claimants will receive. I want to make it clear that it is not possible to compensate for the loss of a human life. It is not possible because there is not any amount of money that can buy a human life. It is not possible. But Your Excellency, what we have done is to say that we recognize the pain of the victims. It is to say that the quantums that we are giving are simply meant to say we are sorry, and to try to give, for many of the victims, an economic meaning to their loss. Many of those victims who are left behind lost loved ones, in many cases breadwinners. So we hope that this token ex gratia payment will help them be uplifted. We also believe that, Your Excellency, that along with these payments and the reform measures that will be put in place, that we can start to see a change in the governance culture of our country, in which if people go out to demonstrate in the morning, they can go out, they can demonstrate, and they can go back home safely to their families without injury or death. This is what happens in true democracies. People go out, demonstrate, and come back home safely. I can tell you that in my home in New York, where I live, every morning I hear people passing by my house, shouting, sometimes horrible things, but they go home safely. All right? We want to get there so that we can practice the predicates of Article 37 in peace in our country. So I just want to say, finally, as I wind down, that this is a great occasion for all of us. We are humbled to be given this awesome responsibility by the President of the Republic. We are humbled to be listened to by the leadership of ODM. And I want to say there is no better way for us to honor the Right Honorable Raila Odinga's legacy than by making this exercise of compensation successful. I want to thank you, and I want to say to all of you, please walk with us together. They say that if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to go far, walk together. With those few words, I want to call upon Paul Achar so that he can come and talk to us about the media and information environment in which we are operating. Paul, I think you should come up and brief the leadership of ODM briefly as we wait for the party leader to come, but you can proceed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you to our chair and to the party leadership. I will stand on all protocols that had been observed earlier. I think I want to limit my presentation to what has happened since this process started yesterday. It's a continuum of a process that has been ongoing for some time. We have received a number of names which have undergone a process of verification, and yesterday the first compensation started. I think I would be happy to announce to the leadership of the party that Mama Baby Samantha Pendo is one of the recipients who were compensated yesterday. I think that is something which is quite, thank you. I think it's something that is worth mentioning. Now, Prof has articulated that we do have an office that is open to the public, that you can be able to go to the public, you can be able to, at KICC, you can be able to walk there, at the Secretariat. Over the last 24 hours, we have received a number of claims, both through the telephone line that was indicated, of persons who might not have been captured in the initial round or who did not submit their reports to the panel or to KNHCR or even through the IPOA process. It is open. You can still be able to submit your claims. You can still be able to go to the office. There's a website, there's an email address. You can also be able to send an email. And please, this process, we're saying never again, but we're also saying no one will be left behind who is deserving. So with that, I think that's where we are at the moment. Thank you.
Yeah, a big clap to these two gentlemen. That was a fairly good presentation, especially by the professor himself, who is also a presidential advisor on matters constitution. Yeah. And Mr. Paul Achar. I think they'll also have another opportunity to come and present the report later to the leadership of the party. Ladies and gentlemen, last night's decision by little-known footballer Jed Spence not to greet Thomas Partey in the pre-match greetings reminded me of something that Baba used to stand for. That my problem should not be everybody's problem. That anything that happens to me should not be Kenya's problem. And that's why he always embraced peace, dialogue, and he was always referred to by the media as a man who loved handshakes. Handshake is godly. You can greet even your worst enemy, and life goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, may I welcome the Secretary General, Acting Secretary General of the party, Honorable Catherine Omanyo. Secretary General of the party, Madam Catherine Omanyo, to come and introduce members of the party here, including members of the parliamentary group here, then say a few remarks, and then invite one member of the parliamentary group to come and say something. Karibu, Madam SG.
Apologies granted. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a crucial day for me. You know, when I used to hear Baba say, the journey to Canaan is unstoppable and no one can stop reggae, I have gotten the meaning today. I will speak thereafter, but let me introduce the members of parliament that are here with us. I'll start with the lady, Mama Fatuma Masito from Kwale County. Mama County. Karibu sana. Ye njoo hapa. They taught me some good Swahili. Mkisikia nikiongea vizuri. Nikule Kwale. Karibu.
Basi nami niseme shukran sana Madam SG, wabunge wenzangu walioko hapa, viongozi wa chama na wale wanakamati wakuu wa ile kamati pia kuu iliyotajwa hapa. Mimi kwa majina naitwa Fatuma Masito na mimi ni Mama County wa Kwale. Yangu nichukue tu fursa kuwashukuru kwa kuweza kufanya ile kazi ambayo mulitumwa kuifanya, mumeweza kuitekeleza na mmeweza kuwasilisha, na mimi naona kila kitu kitakwenda sambamba kwa mapendekezo ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Na hii ninajua hatutamsahau Baba Raila Amolo Odinga ambaye ndio alikuwa mtu wa kwanza kuzidi kusukuma msukumo huu wa mapendekezo haya ya kuweza kupata kulipwa wale wenzetu ambao waliweza kuathirika kwa njia moja au nyingine. Madam SG, mimi wacha nikomee hapo na niseme shukran sana kwa kunipatia fursa hii. Shukran.
Asante sana Mama County wa Kwale. Nitamuita Honorable Joseph Oyula, Butula Constituency, Busia County. Karibu.
Good afternoon, all. Yeah, my name's Joseph Oyula, Member of Parliament for Butula. Butula is in Busia County. I'm happy my governor is here with me. Party leadership and the members of the panel, I want to thank you most sincerely. You had a difficult job, and I see you are doing it very well. It's not easy to identify who is right, who is wrong. But I'm happy that what Baba left is still getting on very well. And I pray for you to continue, do justice to the Kenyans, and make sure that all who deserve it get it. Thank you, Secretary General, and the leadership of the party.
Asante sana. Rafiki ya party leader walikuwa same school. Naambiwa hivyo. Now I'll go to Honorable TJ. Mheshimiwa Orero. Tunapanda hivi protocol. Karibu.
Thank you. I thought you were going to forget, in Parliament we have rankings. So the highest rank is here. He cannot speak before us. We speak first. The party leadership, the deputy party leader, the governor of Kisii, Bwana Simba Arati, the governor of Busia, Bwana Otuoma, the chairman, our professor. When I see you here today, I remember the last demonstrations we had with Baba, and you were in front line, and our vehicles were following yours. And I think I would not really wish to speak here, because Kibra is one of the most affected constituencies for those who are either killed, shot, or otherwise. We have many of our constituents still living with bullets not removed from their bodies. We have those who are maimed, and we have those who died because to create democratic space in this country. And when I come here, I come with a lot of pain, because I represent a community who have suffered for the Kenyan people to create the space of democracy in this country. I want to thank you, Professor, for this, but I also want to thank this initiative. It is normally difficult to confront this fragile democracy. I want to say that this is the beginning, and from here, the Kenyan people should learn that we must always create an environment that we allow democratic space to thrive. I want to thank you. I'm not going to speak a lot. May God bless you for those who have been in this panel, and we hope that the future will be determined by what you do today, so that we don't leave a legacy of deposit. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Muhesh. As our party leader comes, I've just realized we have a ranking member. She used to be the women rep of Wajir, Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim. Kindly, just 1 minute. Ndio twende kwa the People's Chief Justice.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Our ODM members, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatuma, and I want to appreciate our SG. I was the first women rep of Wajir County representing ODM in 2013-2017. And right now, today, I don't know about tomorrow, I'm a member of the 10-point agenda and the NATCO report. Party leader, my friend, Dr. Bura, and my brother, Makau Mtua, the professor. I want to confirm here that I was among the first commissioner with the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and Dr. Professor Makau was always standing with the commission on how to promote and protect human rights. Professor, I'm happy to see you. Congratulations. And I have a lot of regard if I see Dr. in anywhere that everything is right, everything is smoothly working, and he's defending human rights in his own space as an individual and as with his team. I want to appreciate the committee of this exercise, and I agree, Chair, that we want to say pole to all Kenyans who have suffered the brutal circumstances of what happened during the demonstration. Our party leader and professor, when we were going round, one of the number one agenda Kenyans were requesting is compensation for the suffering they have experienced. And they even said up to 2007, because that was the most brutal moment they explained to us. And our committee, one of our flagship recommendation, and our ex-official is here, ED Odwar, is compensation. So I don't know what Kenyans are saying. They are the ones who say they need to be compensated. Yeah, for the atrocities and the brutality they have experienced. If you read across the globe, compensation is one of the ways to appreciate the sufferings and all that. So it's not new to Kenya. It's a global thing. And Kenyans have been going to the courts to demand for compensation. So I don't know what is different from this well-organized and well-thought-out process that will give a quick, because the other processes are too long and it takes a bit of time. But this is a quick fix. The president, I want to appreciate the President of the Republic of Kenya. I was in Wajir for the Madaraka Day on June. And he apologized to Kenyans for all sufferings they have experienced, including development exclusion in the north. So I think we have a president who has acknowledged that this country has really violated the rights of many Kenyans, both political, social, economic. So let us appreciate what is happening in our country, which is a great thing. And I think we will be role model for other countries. Thank you, Chair.
Amecheza mbili. Coin 10 agenda team. She was among the panelists and now also as the ranking member, former MP. Thank you so much. Now, the People's Chief Justice. Karibu.
And the panelists that have come to engage with us, but more so young people, wananchi who are here. Good afternoon. ODM. Bwana. ODM. Yes, say it like you mean it. ODM. Today is historical. And I want to take just 2 minutes to say this. It is historical that a leader, the president of a nation, and the authorities can boldly come before its people and say that I am sorry. If there is nothing that will avenge, that will vindicate us, is that stamina, the political spine, to stand before the people and say that on behalf of the Kenyan public, I am sorry. Today I feel vindicated. I'm one of those who should be in the list of compensation. I do not know how much check I will get. But I feel vindicated when I hear the words that I am sorry. It is biblical, it is canonical, but it is also a principle in international human rights. Number two, the panelists, you have put us at a pedestal of history in terms of international human rights. When I look across the globe, especially in Africa, I think we go in history as a mature democracy that acknowledges that there are some times that things go bad, but when things go bad, a nation can speak together and come together. I was in my growing ages like Caswell in the university when Nelson Mandela and de Klerk boldly looked at the nation. And all they said, it was, I am sorry, and the other gave the olive branch. I saw what happened in Juba, for example. when communities came together and said that we can discuss issues together. But for this that I've seen in Kenya, I think that the president has done something that is that should be praised. Like him or not, have beef with him or not, but he has the courage to make hard decisions for a nation when it is required. Party leader, this is your baby. This is your baby. It has been delivered. It was conceived by Baba, and you have delivered it. The person who delivers the baby is the owner of the baby. You promised and you have delivered. When we are talking about give us power, we are not talking in the void. We want to form government because we want to right the wrongs. We also want to be in that office so that all these things we have been saying on the streets, we will make them happen. So when you are still out there looking for a government, we are in government. And the next is to be able to make what we have said, the thoughts that we have had, the experiences that we have had, we want to make them practical. Otherwise, everything else becomes a textbook. Ni story too. You are saying, oh, yes, we were in the tunnels. And there is nobody who did it better than us. And some of those people who are saying they're out there, early in the morning, they will crouch under their sheets until they saw TJ in the streets. That's when they will come out. But until we know how we can put our decisions in practice, then we are in void. I can't go to opposition to come to government and I don't know leave with which door. Sometimes I wonder the logic of it all. Those of my colleagues that we have been in the trenches together, I do not understand the logic. How when I have worked and have tried to be in government and now I am in government, then now I leave to the opposition to come back to government. I just don't see that logic itself. So my brothers out there, we are in practical politics. We have signed to create a government. ODM, if you look at Article 7 of the ODM's constitution, it's about power. We have not come here, it's not a church. We have come here to make a government. And the day we will have government led by our leaders, that will be my happiest day because I would have done what Raila left me to do. As I wind up, yeah, because I can speak for I'm the people's Chief Justice. My young people, my brothers, the colleagues that we are with in the trench, please come up. Come up and go to these offices. We have established them by law. We have given them money by law. They are regarded and esteemed. Come to their offices and say that on that fateful day, I was in the streets and I did this and I did that. And these gentlemen and ladies will find a space for you. So when I meet you out there, first of all, come here, then meet me out there. So I just want to join Madam Secretary General. Madam Secretary General, I just want to join you that you have started your work well, and we will be beside you, and we will also be in front of you to try and get this. By the way, you do know that Baby Pendo is my constituent? And those, I can see a few of us here in Madare North that day. It was it was smoky, very dark. And I was there myself in Mathare North that day. And a lot of people, those bullets did not bring down Baby Pendo alone. It passed through some 2 or 3 boys before it fell into that high rise where the baby was. But in a short way, you have acknowledged that some of my constituents are people. They matter. That is what I go home with. That money will not help that family. They have gone through hell and back. But yes, that little girl is now in the annals of history. OCS, find out how you can create a hall of fame. Yes? A hall of fame where you can sculpture some of us. We want to feature, and we want people to come in this country as tourists, to come to your place and study when TJ was and when Suba Churchill was in the trenches. We want to know this. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, the People's Chief Justice. Asante. Now, I go to our governor from Busia, Governor Paul Nyongesa Otuoma. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Madam SG. My party leader, brother Professor Makau, and of course all the leadership of ODM and those who have come here to make this occasion a reality. I want to take this opportunity to also thank all of you for the work that you have done. It may look like it's just a gesture, but to me it's a historical moment. For those who have looked, that there are those who have sacrificed on behalf of us. The freedom we enjoy today, the reforms that have been done in this country, every generation is called upon to play its role. And we are saying, as we do this, how do we safeguard it for the future of our children? We may not compensate life truly to bring it back, but we are saying we can send an example, we can set a foundation that when a nation seeks its conscience and wants to practice it, it does not mean that we need to lose life. So when we do the kind of things that we are saying now, that as a country, and I'm happy to hear that the president said sorry. I haven't seen that clip myself. But to me, that's a very important gesture, that as the head of the Republic of Kenya, you are standing up there and saying, no, that sometimes our institutions fail us, and they fail the citizens. It means then we have to go back to soul searching and saying, how do we reform those institutions as we really recognize those who have paid the ultimate price through either being maimed or through losing their lives? Because it has happened throughout generations. But for the first time, and I want to thank my party leaders who have said, that as a party, we have borne the biggest brand, if I look at it for the last 20 years, that ODM has been in existence. We have always been in opposition. And we have always stood for Maisha Bora for Kenyans. And as Thomas Jefferson once said that, you know, on matters of fashion, go with the trend. But on matters of conscience, stand your ground. And in the process of standing that ground, we have, some of us, or some of our people have paid the ultimate price that can be paid. So I believe we stand here to honor them, to recognize them, and to see how best then we can reform the society. So that as we exercise our rights, you know, to express ourselves, to demonstrate, to do what, the institutions don't fail us. They should be protecting us instead of miming us. And I know very well that within even the Constitution, it stipulates how we should behave. It doesn't say that we should go and loot people's property. And I thought that's now what the institutions concerned should be, making sure that the properties are not being looted and all that, but not miming or shooting innocent demonstrators. So we must be able to differentiate between those two issues. And Prof, why I'm saying like this, if we are not careful, I had one leader, is it 2 or 3 days ago, trying to warn some people, don't go there, don't do this, they have prepared to kill you, they have done. You know, you are trying to institutionalize a culture that is so alien, something that we have been fighting against. And I'm seeing people quiet, they are not telling him that what you are saying is wrong. Because the kind of message you are passing to people is that people should be afraid to express themselves just because somebody is going to organize for them to be killed or maimed. If you are doing proper demonstration and you have got your conscience and there's something you stand for, stand for it. But if you are saying that you have got nothing to demonstrate about or to go out there and do, and all you are going to do is maybe, interfere with people's businesses, loot people's things, then you have got reason to fear. But when you express ourselves as the Constitution allows us, we should be able to protect that freedom that we have gotten, because it has come at a price. So I'm happy today to be associated. Party leader, thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this. Actually, I was going back to Busia until the party leader said, no, we have a very important exercise. So I'm very happy to be part of this history. The people's president, vile umesema, it has been a long journey. Eh? Oh, the people's chief justice. Mapambano bado inaendelea. Yeah. Mapambano bado inaendelea. Na kwa hiyo mapambano, there are those who have been before us and will still continue. There's one thing that you mentioned, that some of these things didn't just start when you were in politics. And I'm happy to see Wakina Kasamwe. Even as when we were in college, like he's saying, is when we started. I think I was slightly ahead of you. Ulikuwa nyuma yangu. Although sijui ni nini imefanyika. Mimi naonekana niko young kidogo. Labda ni tear gas umekula mingi kuliko some of us. But as he's putting it truly, when the issue of multi-party started, the issue of, when they were banning parties and the agitation for multi-party started, I think that's the time most of us were now still in the university. And I remember there was a time we had come from Nairobi University here and we were going to Kamkunji. And something happened. People started running. And before we knew it, some of the people we were with, somebody had fallen down. And he's dead. And you start saying, because we used to say, wacha twende tuone kama watu wako huko. So you leave college thinking that, it's an easy thing. Until you see something happening is now when reality dawns on you that this is serious business. I remember that incident. I think we were around Mudurwa area that time when some of these things, our party leader, our deceased party leader, they were going to Kamkunji and we said, let's go and see as students. And in reality, people died. And we started running. And then, you cannot go back and say that, because I remember I ran towards Nairobi West and our home used to be towards that side. But I could not say, I just said that there is a riot, so nimetoka college, nimekuja. Because I'm sure some of those parents wakesema, ulienda huko kufanya nini? Because they never understood. So let's really pay, respect to those who have stood out and paid that ultimate price, whether they were young or old. Asanteni sana. And I'm proud for my party that we are still doing that mapambano thing. And we are still saying it is maisha bora for every Kenyan. Because by compensating for those who have gone away, it is also healing our conscience. Thank you, and thank you, my party leader. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of you on Sunday in Busia, because we have got a youth convention there and a rally, a real rally for ODM. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you people on Sunday, some of you. Kuja uimbeko mapambano kidogo. Karibuni. And thank you, my SG. Shikilia mzuri, sisi tutakushikilia vizuri, tuendelee kufanyia chama kazi. Asanteni sana.
Asante. Party leader, I want to thank you for being yourself. When I watched you speak in State House, you mentioned something that reminded me that actually ODM was the baby carrier. We went through the pains, pushed the baby, and it seemed as if somebody carried the baby ahead of us and took the baby somewhere. We didn't know what formula they were feeding the baby. So your concern was good because the baby could be allergic to some food. ODM is the party to always remember when things like this come up. Our departed party leader shook hands, decided to give the other side of his cheeks to be slapped. You could have thought that he was weak. He wasn't weak. You could have called him names, but he looked at Kenya first and reminded us constantly that Kenya was bigger than all of us. In that regard, they both came up with a 10-point agenda. For those who have been ticking the boxes, Compensation was one of it. I want to beseech our brothers and sisters who are rushing to media stations, complaining, trying to put an impediment to this. There is no rush. We still need people to come forth and give their decisions. Every decision is important and it is valid. So those who are saying some negative things about this compensation, no life can actually be equated to money. We know that. Some of us here seated, we have scars that you can't see, but they run deep. A friend of mine is seated here. But in the streets, when they grabbed her and took her to a corner, what they did to her, only tears go down her cheeks. She cannot talk or spell anything when she remembers that day. Any woman who has gone through rape, it's not easy even to talk about it. And a little baby, like baby Pendo, what wrong? What wrong did she do to leave this world in that manner? If we started counting all the wrongs that were done or whatever we witnessed or whatever has not gone right, or we can't even start this compensation. So I want to ask those who are trying to run around and stop this or say it has not been done well, if our own party leader has isn't up and said, well, let us do it, let us join hands, then everybody else should at least also be part of a solution. To us as a party. But because you come neutral, I think you are the best team to have done this. I'm looking left and right. I'm like, who else could have done this? How else could they have done? You have done a good job. Let us clap for Professor Makau and the team. Now, I don't want to be the one skinning the cow and also eating it myself. I want to invite my deputy party leader, the governor of Kisii, Honorable Simba Arati. Makofi, tafadhali.
Thank you, Madam SG. Good afternoon. Wanahabari, afternoon. Mbona mmenyamaza? Afternoon? Allow me, party leader, Prof, with a team of expertise who have taken us through and given us the report that we are going to really handle as we are moving forward. From the onset, allow me, I'll make some few comments, then I'll open the session to the media. They ask the questions that they have to the panels. Then I'll welcome later the party leader to give his remarks before we close this session. Before I do that, just remind myself while Baba was away. Which year was that? 2017. Then we drove, I was with my wife in the car. We drove all the way to the airport. The only crime we commit that day is going to welcome Baba back home. He was our leader. But then we met the force of police through Recon Road. I remember those guys tear gassing us in the vehicles. Then at Landis, one man whom I know date from Kibra, where Mheshimiwa Mwalimu Warero is the member of parliament, alipiwa risasi hivi, vijana walikuwa na roho juu, wakabeba yeye wakaeka kwa bonnet yangu juu. We drove all the way to Uhuru Park. At Uhuru Park, kijana akiwa juu ya bonnet, hii gari ya maji, you know that water, it has force, prof. Wakapiga wakararua kio ya gari. Then kijana akaanguka chini. Safe, Mheshimiwa Oluoch akaanguka kutoka kwa gari juu, akavunja
signatures of the people,
mguu yake. The only crime we commit that day is welcoming Baba back home. Then 2018 at Rigindogo, I want to appreciate that the president of this country, he saw it fit because he was accused at ICC, then later on back. Then 2018, we tried to raise funds for the victims. Actually, especially members of parliament in Nairobi. Remember then, Mama Esther Passaris, tulikuwa tumefanya kama treasurer. Tukakusanya kidogo pamoja na chama. We tried to see if we can settle some small bills. Then, we carried all the corpse, Miliot, to Rigindogo. While at Rigindogo, we wanted to conduct a service. Polisi wakaja, wakapiga risasi, tukatoroka, wakapiga tear gas, wakapiga watu hapo, tukaacha miili hapo. Ingine tukajaribu kuweka kwa pick up. I don't know if they went back again with other bodies to City Mortuary. Tumetoka mbali kidogo, mapambano iko, lakini mnaelewa vizuri kwamba katika katiba kipengee cha 37 kinakubalia haki za maandamano, na maandamano lazima yakuwe ya amani. We have tried once at the time of IBC must go. Mheshimiwa TJ anakumbuka. We used to go every Monday to the streets along Moi Avenue. Tukifika, those guys could always disperse us. Therefore, it took me some time to learn why. I realized some young boys, while we were in a protest, their business, they were looting. Walikuwa wananyang'anya watu. I took upon myself to call all those young people from Mathare, Kibera, Kawangware to my office in Kileleshu. Tukaongea, nikawambia the only time we can be victors in this war, I'm ready to give you money to go back home in the evening. Tafadhali kesho tukienda maandamano, msifanya nini? Msiibie mtu yoyote. And some of the people that we were with, wakati huo wako hapa, these ladies. That day, wakati tulienda maandamano, we managed to get to Anniversary Towers. Tukaketi chini. Hata baada ya kufanya hivyo, na tulikuwa peaceful. Baba amekaa, Kalonzo amekuja, wote. Tena, tear gas tukapigwa hapo. But finally, IBC ilienda nyumbani. It was a peaceful moment. We want to ask that vyombo vya madola, ambavyo ni polisi, wachasusi wote, kwamba kila mtu atawajibika. Let not this be an excuse that you can kill. Then there is compensation. Maisha ni matamu kwa kila mwanadamu. My brothers and sisters, nikubalie niseme hivi. that for the panels, the panel read by a professor, it will not be easy. Sasa mmefungua hii, you will see all manner of people coming before you. Wengine ni wakora, wanataka tu wajaribu kama itapita. Hii ni Nairobi, unajua Nairobi ni Nairobari. Nairobi ni Nairobari. Ni shamba la mawe. Kwa hivyo kila mtu atajaribu. But with wisdom, na mmesoma mzuri, nimeona timu kubwa. Akina Maina hapa, tumekuwa na wao katika shughuli. Churchill kutoka NCC, tukiwa shuleni hapa, wamekuwa katika mstari wa mbele. Mimi nataka niwaulize nyote tafadhali. Sisi kama Wakenya, wale vijana ambao wote wanataka kwenda maandamano, tufanye maandamano ya amani. And there is a change of trend. Let it not be repeated in the history. Tafadhali for the leaders, and I'm happy somebody spoke about another leader who is inciting a community. Baba never incited one community against another. We want to request all leaders, let us be responsive kwa kila kitu ambacho tunafanya. Nataka nimalize kusema, nothing is easy as it looks. Everything takes long. And if anything can go wrong, it will at the worst possible moment. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko na wajibu. Tuwajibike katika nchi yetu. Nataka niwaombe nyote that going forward, challenge Professor this morning that sisi kama wana ODM tunamuona kama one of our own, kwa sababu walikuwa katika mstari wa mbele. Unajua sisi tunatetea haki za kibinadamu na haki za Wakenya, na hatuchawacha. Hata kama CJ hapa amesema kwamba tuko serikali, hata serikali hii ikifanya makosa, tutaiambia mnafanya makosa. Tutaambiana sisi wenyewe kwamba haya ni makosa. Kwa hivyo ndugu zetu pale nje, msiwe na wasiwasi. Mko na mawakili, advocates, ambao wanatetea haki ya kila Mkenya. Makosa ikifanyika, sisi tutasema ni makosa. Hata wakati tunakula, tunajua kwamba kama tulikuwa tunakula kijiko moja, mwingine ameweka vijiko mbili, tunaambia hapana, hapa ni kijiko moja moja tunakula. Hiyo ndio sisi, hivyo ndio tumefundishwa na baba ambaye amelala. I wish hii conversation ingefanyika wakati baba alikuwa hai. Lakini baba wacha lale salama. Mahali yupo, he must be happy. Kwamba few of the things the President William Ruto, unajua tunasema mgala muue, lakini haki ya kufanya nini? Mpe. Ruto yawezekana akuwe na weaknesses yake, lakini amejaribu kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Tumekuwa na marais. Hata serikali iliondoka ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru, hiyo ndio maovu mengi yalifanyika. Sisi tumeona maovu ambayo yamefanyika katika serikali. Ni hii ya juzi ya protest, ambapo askari walienda mbali kidogo. Lakini yale tulipitia kutoka 2013 to 2021 ni magumu sana kama nchi. Vile vile even 2017. Kwa hivyo tunasema mgala muue, lakini haki yake umpe. Na tunaomba kwamba tusisifu mgema. Ukisifu mgema, tembo ulifanya nini? Ulitia maji. Kwa hivyo hatutaki tumsifu Ruto, kesho tupate kwamba tembo limeingia nini? Maji. Hapana. Yeye awajibike kisheria, kwa sababu yeye ni rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kila mtu. Na wale ambao wameamua kuingia upinzani kwa sababu sisi tunataka kutengeneza serikali, tafadhali na nyinyi muwajibike. Tutatetea na sisi hata serikalini, tutatetea haki zenu. Kwa hayo mengi, let me allow the media, kama mko na swali ama clarification ambacho mnataka kutoka kwa panel, wataelezea. Mkituuliza swali, tutajibu. Yes, ndugu.
Yeah. You will say your name and the media house will represent. One question per person, please. Let's start here. here, and then we go to the back.
Good afternoon, Governor, Party Leader, and the Chair of the Panel of Experts. My name is Gatete Njoroge from Citizen TV. 2 questions, please, Etale. One is on the criteria, because we had a concern from one of the victims who talked about he was in a ward with 4 others who had been shot during the Gen Z protest, but the 3 received a call to submit their documents, bank account, and other details for them to receive payment. But he said he did not receive that call. That is one. And also on the category, we saw the press statement you sent yesterday. We have the cases of enforced disappearances, abductions, and they were not caught in the category for those who will receive the compensation. Those 2 questions for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the question. Let me just say that we have a deliberate process of receiving claims and processing them. The onus of coming forward to lodge a claim is on the victim themselves. It is not on the panel. Our job is to call out individuals so that they can come forward. If this individual has a case and a claim to make, we welcome him or her to come forward and make the claim so that we can process that claim. I want to say that once a claim is lodged, it goes through a process of verification and authentication. Once we authenticate a claim and we verify it, and we determine that the claimant is legitimate, we then ask the claimant to give us consent to pay them, and then to provide us with bank details for that purpose, and then we make the payment. So that is the process. I would encourage the claimant to follow that process. The second question is about some of the categories that were there. I just want to say that this is the beginning of the process. It is not exhaustive. We hope to learn from it, and then we hope to go back and excavate other events that have taken place and address them. So this is just the beginning. It is not an exhaustive list of what we are doing. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Party Leader. Reading all protocols observed. My name is Iku Amboshi, news anchor from Inoro TV. And according to the press statement we received yesterday from Uyano panel, mine goes on figures. According to the 6 categories, do we expect to see the changes when it comes to figures? Maybe fatality, the weight is 3 million, severe injury, 1 million. Going forward, do you expect to see changes when it comes to figures? Thank you.
Prof, let's question.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm Eric Owenga from Ramogi TV. My question, I have 2 questions. One is about maybe which analogy or framework that was used in deciding, for example, if someone was shot at the leg or the hands, how much he will be paid, or if he was killed, how much he will be paid. Which framework did you use as a panel to decide? Secondly, did you also focus on accountability and justice? Are we looking at a scenario whereby maybe the perpetrators will be arrested? The last one, maybe how many people have so far been paid or awarded in the first batch of yesterday? Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just, respond to this. I think on the first question, whether the figures will change, I think the question is not very clear, but assuming that you're talking about the figures of claimants or verified claimants, yes, that will change, of course, because you continue to receive new claims and to process them. If you are talking about the figures in terms of quantums of what will be paid, what we have given you are minimums, not maximums. So, for example, for an injury, for which I think the minimum is a serious injury, which is 1 million, there could be aggravating circumstances to the injury, and which may allow the panel to review that particular quantum. For the question about the standards that we used to determine eligibility and to determine quantums and so on, we've done an exhaustive review of historical claims across jurisdictions, including not just in Africa, in Asia, and elsewhere, to make those determinations. We have also applied international human rights standards, consistent, obviously, with the size of our economy and the size of our GDP, to make sure that what we provide is sustainable. For example, let me just give you an example. We would not expect to pay a claim or to fix a quantum at an amount that our economy cannot bear. Because, as we've said before, this is not really valuing a human life or valuing an injury. This is simply an ex gratia, payment to say to the victim that we are sorry, but also to try to give an economic meaning to their lives, especially where there was serious disruption. On the question of categorization, I think in terms of determining whether an injury is serious or severe, we are working with a team of doctors, very experienced doctors, who are able to advise us on how those harms are categorized. I think of importance, obviously, is the effect of the injury on the ability of the claimant to function in society and to be able to earn a living. If, for example, you lost a limb, or perhaps you were shot in a place that is a vital organ, and your life has been dramatically changed, then I think that would be considered to be a very severe injury. So those are some of the standards that we have employed. If you want, we can give you a deeper analysis of all of that, but we are confident that we have followed proper international standards.
Another person?
Thank you very much. My name is Mwalusa Meshak from TV47. I have a couple of questions to the panelists. Maybe to your critics who are terming this exercise as PR, what's your response to them? Then I don't know if tomorrow you're aware that some Kenyans are planning to commemorate the 2024 Gen Z. So what if tomorrow's demonstration will result into more injuries and death? Are you going to incorporate them to this report, or what's your plan? Then in your report, you have said that you're going to publish those people who will benefit from this exercise. How safe are they when you publish them? Are they secure, maybe? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just respond to that. I think the first question was on, I forget now. The first question. Yeah. Obviously, that's why I forgot. I think we live in the age of cynicism, clearly, and also we live. A democracy is an interesting place to be, where everything goes, and we live in a free society, so people are free to say anything they want to say, whether it is true or not. The right of speech is very expansive, and as I've said before, myself, I'm a free speech absolutist. So I don't want to censor anyone from saying what they have to say. They can say what they want to say, but what is important is to look at historical experiences about transitional justice. And what I can assure you is that what we have done here meets and exceeds many of the international examples of transitional justice and compensation that have been done by a lot of countries in the world. You can look at South Africa, you can look at Nigeria, you can look at Nepal, you can look at any number of countries out there. What we have done is really remarkable. And I don't say that as a chair of the panel, I say that based on the facts that have guided us. And I also want to say that I do not think that a victim or a loved one would think that what we are doing is a PR exercise. We have been in touch with the victims. We have talked to them. Their pain is palpable and deep. And I think it is really an insult to their intelligence and to their loss to characterize what is happening as a PR exercise. I want you to go and speak to them. You are in the media yourself. Go speak to them and ask them what they think. It is not up to me to respond on their behalf. Of course, I'm aware that tomorrow is a date that was a sad day for us as a country. And I'm aware that it is a date that many people want to commemorate. It is, of course, their right to do so. The Constitution did not end because, these events happened. If people want to go out and demonstrate, by all means, they should do so and do so peacefully. Because remembrance is one of the limbs of transitional justice. You must remember what happened so that you don't repeat it. So by all means, if people want to do that, they should do so. I think we believe that they should do so peacefully, without any destruction of property, or loss of life. You ask me to guarantee future events, which have not happened. I don't think I'm a prophet. I cannot do that. We'll see what happens.
Fairly good, I think. Which one was that question? Safety of the victims. And,
yes, no, that's quite okay. We are talking to the victims about, whether their name should be made public or not. Where a victim objects to their names being public, they will not be made public.
Prof, just one last question, and we wrap it. Please, one.
Okay, to our party leader, deputy party leader, and all. I have one question. How will families prove they are victims, especially those whose loved ones did not die in hospital but at home? What document will you accept, and what are the criteria and the documents that are there?
Yeah, thank you very much. We have a rigorous process of determining eligibility and authenticating claims. In most cases, of course, if it's a death, there are postmortem reports, there are death certificates and so on. If it's an injury, there are reports from police stations, but also witness accounts. I want to say that our standard for accepting a claim is, quote, reasonable basis to believe. Reasonable basis to believe that this particular harm occurred. People are not atomic. They live in a society, and it is not very difficult to establish if someone was harmed. There are structures of government, there are structures of society, there are even civil society groups. If you bring a claim to us and you are lacking in a piece of paper, but you have other ways of convincing us that in fact you are harmed by harnessing evidence, whether oral or witness evidence from other sources, and you convince the panel that there is a reasonable basis to believe, the People's Chief Justice will know what I'm talking about. It is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. it is not even a balance of probabilities. It is lower than that. It's reasonable basis to believe. If you do that, you'll be compensated.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, DPL.
There is a question that which was asked here. I want to just point out, I've been in this city for some time. Been a councillor, member of parliament. At the time like tomorrow, there are those ones who would want to take advantage of the protests. Who would want, because life is difficult in Nairobi. Nairobi is Nairobi and other parts of the country. We want to urge our youth, kindly, don't take any advantage of the incident of either tomorrow or another day. Because at that juncture, again, when there is loss, destruction of properties or life threatened, the police definitely they have to intervene. And in the commotion, we'll definitely lose life. Therefore, we'll urge our people out there, especially the organizers of the tomorrow event, they must have what we call protest marshals. We have done it as a party, and we have succeeded. Therefore, anybody who has arranged for the event of tomorrow, please do that, so that to protect life and property, as it were. Otherwise, if you realize that yes, this will cause injuries, death, please avoid. Life is important than anything else. Otherwise, with those many remarks, allow me tutasimama tukaribishe Mr. Power, the party leader, atuongeleshe.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, asanteni sana, tukae. Asante. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I want to take this opportunity once again to welcome all of you to this house, which is called Powerhouse. Welcome to Powerhouse. And though this occasion has taken a little longer than we expected, but it is a very solemn occasion, and it is a very, very important occasion. And I think the time we have taken here is not wasted. It is time well spent. And I want to appreciate the committee which did this work, even though the courts tried to delegitimize them a little, but they continued with the work because this was a work which the professor believed in and the committee believed in, and they have helped. Though they have not violated any law, they have followed the law strictly, and they have worked closely with the Human Rights Commission. I never heard any of you asking about the Human Rights Commission, but they were the ones which gave the cover for the work which this committee was doing. And I think it is important also to acknowledge them. I also want to say that even though the professor corrected me, he said this process did not start with this compensation. It is true, this work did not start with this compensation. I have been in this country long enough to know the struggles our people have gone through. The struggle started long before independence of this country. There are our people who struggled to bring freedom to our country. They wanted this country to be a free country led by our own people. And when they were struggling, they knew that one time our people will lead, but we were going to lead a democratic society. But immediately after we became independent, Now we are African against African, Kenyans against Kenyans. When we removed the British from our country and we became an independent country, there were things which happened, like the Kisumu massacre of 1969, the Wagala massacre, the Lari massacre, the Hola massacre. All these are things which happened when Kenyans lost lives in the struggle for freedom. And I want to thank the President of Kenya for taking the responsibility and saying pole to all Kenyans who have suffered injustice since independence up to today. He is taking the burden on himself to say pole. Now, because Kenyans, a lot of Kenyans have died. Those who did not live during the time of detention without trial might not know how many Kenyans died. Just in the dungeons of Nyayo House here, there was a hell there, where you sat there, you drank your own urine, you call it what? Defecated there, and you urinated there, and you drank your own urine, and people died under Nyayo House here. These were people who committed no criminal offense. They were fighting for independence, for freedom of our country. Some of them were detained without trial. Can you imagine you being taken to jail and thrown into dungeons there? You don't see light, and you don't even know when you will be released, because you don't know why you are detained. The only charge which is there is that for a long time, or over a long period of time, you have conspired with forces within and outside Kenya to overthrow the legally constituted government of Kenya. And you don't know how you are overthrowing the government of Kenya by simply saying that this is unjust. And you were there for years. A day turned into a month turned into a year, and a year turned into years. And you didn't know when you will come out of those dungeons of prisons. And therefore, Kenyans have gone through the struggle. We bore our own brand. We took over, and we bore our own brand. The Chief Justice of the people has told you his part. He played a big part, and many, many Kenyans who are still alive played their part. One time I was in Eldoret, and we were opening an office, just opening an office in Eldoret. And when we started to talk, the late Moses Keino, who used to be a speaker of the National Assembly, stood up to speak. And then as he was giving the microphone to our leader, party leader Raila Odinga, to speak, the police appeared from nowhere and started beating us up. And we were just opening an office, a party office. You don't know what offense you were making by opening a party office. You were beaten. In fact, my bodyguards left me. They ran to protect Raila, and I was left alone. I was pushed down. People were trampling on me. I thought I was going to die. And a policeman who came, I thought he was going to help me to stand up and help me to run away from the crowd. Instead, he used a big rungu on my arm. I was trying to protect my hand, and my hand was broken. Huh? And somebody was saying that Oburu has never eaten tear gas. that day when the one I think the deputy party leader was quoting, when we went for IBC, and we were there just seated down, and the police started throwing tear gas at us. I was with Kalonzo Musyoka. He lost his car. He didn't know where to go. And then he came into my car, and the tear gas was thrown into my car. So we were being choked with him going towards the UKC up there. His car caught us up there, and he jumped into his car. And that tear gas is, when you read it, it is like your chest is bursting. And that happened to us several times. I cannot quote how many times we have eaten tear gas, including one time in Orengo's own constituency in Ugenya. Raila was trying to speak, and the policeman just came and said, "The permit you were given has expired. It has been cancelled." The permit you were given to talk here has been cancelled. So when Raila tried to speak, tear gas, boom, 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 boom. I went into a security car, which took me outside to some place called Savannah. And I was choking in tear gas over the security. My car was lost. I could not find my car in that confusion. I can tell you, people have suffered. People were injured. People died. People died while we were singing. And those ones, some people are asking us, why 2017? Why not earlier? Those ones earlier, if we start going back, maybe somewhere, some other regime, or maybe this one, might be able to just think of saying thank you to them, because you cannot compensate life. It is just a matter of saying, recognizing that these people played a big role in the liberation of our country against oppression. But you cannot compensate a life. That is why today is important to us. As ODM, we have borne the brunt of the struggle for justice for our country. And we are not about to abandon that struggle. That is why our late leader, Raila Odinga, talked to the president. And one of the most important agenda, Fatuma told you, that's the work Raila gave them to pursue the 10-point agenda implementation. And this is one of the most important agenda in the 10-point agenda. Actually, Raila initiated, he told Ruto that we must start by saying thank you, giving something. Whether it is it is not a compensation, but it is saying thank you to these people. And before he died, this process was started, and thank you, Professor Makau, for the vigor in which you took this matter. And we hope that our people who lost their lives and who were raped, who were sexually assaulted, people who were injured, were hospitalized, some of them are still living with those injuries from 2017 up to today, come up and this process is continuous. When this one ends, we are still going to struggle and still ask for more, but let us conclude what we have. You should not prevent somebody who suffered, and you are telling them this is useless. Don't come up. Don't even receive it. It is useless. It is not useless. It is saying thank you to them. You did not suffer. Your child did not suffer. You are keeping them in the house. So why do you prevent those who suffered for this country to come out and receive whatever token they are being given now? Let us not prevent those who suffered. Let us take the token, and then we demand more. When a government has recognized that there were some wrongs done to Kenyans, and they have agreed to budget for it, and they have agreed to pay it, to compensate, to pay it out. It is like some little token. There is a cow which has started giving some milk to the people who are hungry. Now, that milk, instead of saying let us milk a little more, you want to use a jaridi saying, why are you not producing more? This is very little. Huh? And yet we have had regimes and regimes who have never even, they always think of doing something about it, but they are not bold enough to even start. This one is bold enough to start. And it is not easy. It is not an easy thing to be bold to start. So let us continue with this. Let us not make it political. Let us use it to thank our people who have continued with the struggle and the luta continua. Let us use Article 37 of our Constitution to demonstrate peacefully. And when you go out to demonstrate, don't deny other people who are not demonstrating with you their freedoms also to do other things which they are doing. Let them also continue with their democratic right to either stay home or to go to work and do other things. Don't carry stones. Don't carry rungus. Don't carry knives. Don't carry machetes. Don't carry pangas. Come out peacefully and demonstrate and give notice to police so that police can give you protection. And our policemen should also be trained to protect people who are demonstrating. They should not. The people are not their enemies. The people are their employers, and they should protect them. But our people should also know how to demonstrate. Don't regard demonstration to be against police. You are telling the people who should hear you, they have failed to hear you when you are not in the street. Now you want to tell them loudly when you are there in the street, and the police have the responsibility to give you protection, but they cannot give you protection if you have not notified them. They don't know the route you are taking, and they don't know the time you are going to come out to demonstrate. You blame them if you have informed them. If you have not informed them, you cannot blame them. So with those few or many remarks, I once again thank the committee. Please continue and be just to everybody. Thank you very much.
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda.
Let's be upstanding, tafadhali tuimbe hiyo wimbo. Party leader, I know this song is familiar to you. Daima. daima. Tuimbe tafadhali. Daima.
Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya. Wenye nchi Kenya kipenzi chetu. Hatutaiacha milele. Wenye nchi Kenya kipenzi chetu. Hatutaiacha milele.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DJ. I think this song has reminded you of many years back. That is the Kenya we want. Kenya ya upendo. Yes. Now, I want to make the following announcement before I call upon the person who is going to close this meeting with a prayer. Out there, yes. Yes. This is what I wanted to announce that the chief is trying to remind me. That we are going to have, I want the members of the press to remain here because there's something I wanted to discuss with you about this particular process. Then we'll have a photo session at the media center, and I'm going to direct how it will be done. And then, can I invite a Gen Z to come and lead us with a word of prayer? Kasmuel Makaure, close the meeting for us.
Good afternoon, and let us pray. Almighty Father, we are grateful for our sovereign nation. We're grateful for our great party under the leadership of our party leader, Dr. Oburu Odinga. We thank you for the panel that has presented the report that begins the first step towards our national reconciliation. We're grateful because reconciliation knows no time frame, no bounds, or no conditions. Just as your love is boundless, does not require any mandate. Thank you for the Republic's president who has initiated this process. We pray that there will be buy-in and there will be succor to the families that were affected. We dedicate this country and everybody who is here to your able hands. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the amazing work that the patriots that are gathered here continue to do. We ask you to give us peace and political stability and to allow us to administer this country in the right direction. For this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Now let's be seated as you allow the party leader, the DPL, and the professor to take leave, and we'll follow.
Nataka